As mayor, how would you address the affordable housing issue? Some think we have enough affordable housing in Brockton. You have 90 seconds.
Good question. I mean, it's a very complex issue, given the fact that, as you know, so many people have been homeless, given the fact that the housing situation has been pretty much unfortunate. As we speak, it is safe to say that the city of Brockton has been moving forward in regard to having a lot of people coming in. But in terms of the people who are paying rent, especially those of them who are living on fixed income, it's become very complex. One thing that I would do is that I would work in collaboration with the state to come up with what we call housing control. But I do believe in supporting market rate housing and also affordable housing. Let me explain to you. We talk about a lot of things in regard to money. Nothing that we are talking about tonight will be able to solve without having enough fund. That's one of the reasons I think we need revenue. So if you have market rate housing, if you have business coming downtown, if you have people working 1 or 2 jobs according to good pay, you will be able to control that. But one thing that I am against is the fact that you see some people get kicked out of their house solely because they cannot pay the mortgage. I think that the state, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, not just the city of Brockton, should do something about it. I will be one of the strongest advocates on behalf of the people of Brockton to making sure that our local delegation, whom I know pretty well, and one of them I worked for 4 years, Senator Brady, I will do my best to making sure that they understand that Brockton is facing a big challenge. As somebody that work at the State House, it's not just building connection. I have the connection, which means I can pick up the phone right now to call these people and let them know that what we are facing in our city. Folks, regardless who we are supporting tonight, I just want to say something. This is an important election, and the outcome of it will determine the next 5, 10, and 20 years. And with that being said, I think that we need bold, progressive, and courageous person. And what you need in regard to housing, you need a change-oriented person that will actually stand up, even on his own, to fight for you, regardless what happened, to making sure that no backdoor deals has been done on your behalf. I am the guy, I'm the guy who will do it. Trust me, take my words for it.
Thanks. Thank you. Ms. Montpellis?
In regards to that question, I do not believe that we need more public housing in Brockton. The welfare system, the public housing was created as a stepping stone, as a bridge to get you on your feet. So the fact that I think the problem in Brockton right now is a lot of people are spending 30 years, a lifetime in public housing, and it's not supposed to be like that because we're raising generations that are thinking that it's okay to stay on public housing, it's okay to stay on welfare. So I'm not fighting for public housing, for more public housing, I'm fighting to limit public housing. And I'm not saying that we're gonna kick you out, I'm saying we need more programs to help these people get off their feet. We don't want people to work less just so they can stay in public housing or stay on welfare. We want people to work more so that they can get out and just get to a point where they're able to stand on their own and affect the upcoming generation to say, you don't need government aid, you need to stand up and fight and just work. And so that's what I'm fighting for. I'm fighting so that we don't become a city of welfare or people living off public housing, but we can grow and stand together and just be prosperous.
Yeah, very interesting. It is so sad to hear that some of our unfortunate people, if not some of us, life has been throwing some rug at us, have been calling, some kind of different terms tonight in regard to public housing. Folks, let me just say something. I worked for the state for 4 years, and some of the people that call me, I was director of constituent services for Senator Brady, and my job was to connect people with different resources. And it's sad to see some of you folks who are watching at home who are living in public housing. Some people don't believe that it should be there. It's unfortunate. I can feel your pain, and you will never hear anything like that from me. Here's the deal, though. Trinity, they come downtown, they invest a lot of money. And as we speak, there's a restaurant space there. Nobody want to come and open a restaurant. And as somebody that worked at Crystal's restaurant, as a boss boy, Crystal's on the GG was going to go there. But given the fact that there was no customer service in regard to the market, she decided to move to Waitman. I work for Crystal's. This is not what I think, this is what I know. What we need in our city is the fact that we have to build a collaboration with the people and help them understand that this is their city. And that's one of the reasons I said, when I become the next mayor of Brockton, I will turn Main Street into 2 ways and slow the foot traffic and bring small business, because no big investor will come to Brockton as we speak to spend billions of dollars. You have to start with the little one, build that confidence, and all will reach out to them. Then you take actions. And this is how you're going to generate money to afford education, public safety, youth empowerment, seniors, homelessness, if not, renovate downtown Brockton. That's what I would do first as your next mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Darren Cook. One of the major issues downtown is both homelessness and, more importantly, lawlessness, which may be hindering further economic development. What would you do specifically as mayor about this, and would you move Mainspring Father Bills as has been suggested?
Yes, okay. I do believe that Mainspring needs to be moved because I don't think it being on a main street is the best location for it. So I am for moving Mainspring, and I'm also for day programs for the homeless people because, like Mr. Sullivan said, they need our help, and these are people that have fallen. And if we keep on living in our bubble, and we're not going to grow as a city because we have to remember that these people are part of our community. And if we're turning a blind eye to them, then we'll never be able to fix the issue. Whether it be by giving them food, the fact that they stopped the idea of giving them food is a problem. So we need to, whether it be by giving them food, giving them accountability, providing jobs, and these day programs, giving them accountability is really important to me because I feel like you stay in the position that you are if you like purpose in life. So the thing is, if you don't have a job, if you don't have anything, then you're more prone to staying where you are. And therefore, let's train them. When you talk to these people, they have so many talents. I spoke to one of them, and she said, well, the thing is, I used to be a nurse, and I lost my license, and it hurt me. I spoke to a 21-year-old who got kicked out of her house because she had anger issues, but she was kicked out at 15 years old. She's been on the street for 6 years. And when you think of all these people, they don't need us to judge them. They need us to help them. So let's bring them somewhere else. Let's build day programs. I'm so sorry. Okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Durancourt.
60 seconds.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I like the enthusiasm. Keep it going. Come on. In 2014, when I was at Massachusetts Community College, I won a scholarship to go to Washington, D.C., solely to sleep on the street for 3 days so I can understand how the homeless people was dealing. I spent 3 days in D.C. as a homeless. I wasn't homeless with a group of students. And I met a gentleman who was a psychologist. He lost his house, he lost his wife on a fire, and then he lost his mind. I'm just going to leave this story there because you don't have the time to explain it. So with that being said, I think that in the city of Brockton, this is something that I said day one. The relocation of Father's Bill is something that I've been talking about since 2017 when I was running for a councilor at large. And with that being said, I think one of the things that we can do is to build a community center where the homeless people can go, get trained, education, and make something for themselves. And obviously some of us know that not all of them will be able to understand that. They are mental issues. But what we got to understand is that some of those people don't live here. The homeless problem becomes a Brockton issue. But it is a Massachusetts problem because some of the people that we see here, they're from somewhere else. I do believe that we should sit down in town and cities and stakeholders to talk about how best we can survive and making sure that the problem doesn't become a Brockton problem, but it's become all of us problem. The Commonwealth of Massachusetts should take charge, and as the next mayor of Brockton, I will reach out to them, and that's what I will do as the next mayor of Brockton.
Thank you.